Yeah, we back again, tapping in. It's the LooshAndDip Show. Rocky media, we show what humility and pride flow. The most effective balance.
Stack it up.
Let it grow. Unity, pocket small, but the stories they grow. Tune in, turn it up. The LooshAndDip Show. Rocky media, where we bring the truth through. From dollar hustle to community gold. Two black storytellers, watch the tale unfold. Let's get down. Back to the prayer. The LooshAndDip Show. Pull up a chair.
Yeah. What y'all thought?
Yes, sir.
What y'all thought? What y'all thought? Yeah, we bike.
We bike.
You know, like we say, life been life in a little bit, so we had the life with it. You know what I'm saying? Dip, what's going on,
homie? Listen, man. Another day, another dollar. You heard? Like,
I'm
blessed.
Listen,
man, listen, son, I'm blessed. I'm happy to have the opportunity to sit down with my brother again in front of the camera.
Likewise.
Oh man, you know, other than that, man, same shit, bro. Like, you know, life.
Absolutely, man. Life. Right. I just want to take a time out. Shout out to the immaculate glare reflection on them shades you got going on, my boy. Like them shit. Look. Yeah. I can see me seeing me in you, sir. You heard? Like, yeah, I like that.
Facts.
I like that.
Facts. So you can see, look, so look, you can see my
keep
vision.
Keep it like that too, sir. Yo, keep it like that, son. It look like some fucking superhero mass Avenger shit got going on, son. Like them shit's from Wakanda or some shit like that. You heard? Like I like those, son.
We out here.
I'm gonna need the details on them shit, so. But for the most part, man, you know, yeah, I've been getting into this coaching thing, man. I've been coaching this youth thing, man. 5th and 6th graders and shit. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of crazy because it's kind of relevant on what I want to talk about in our absence and from broadcasting and shit, man. Like what I've been noticing in this is like it's too many big homies and not enough big bros. You see what I'm saying? Like and that's what I've been noticing. My visit back to the city out here, you know, I've been in a couple of states living and doing my thing out there in a couple of states. And I think it's just like too many like big homies and not enough bros. Like I feel like anybody right now could be a big homie, especially based on position, bag, influence. But I feel like you got to live long enough to be a big bro. You know what I mean? And that big, and it's crazy because it's a thin line between the two. You know what I mean? Both attributes are the same. You know what I mean? Both perspectives are really the same. But I think what the differ is the behavior. You know what I mean? Like once these young homies stop looking up to you, they start looking at you. You know what I mean? Then they start looking at you on what you're doing or how you doing it. Or are you being the message that you bring? You see what I'm saying? Because nowadays, bro, these young boys ain't playing. These young boys is not playing. These young boys will like pop you, go do it big, and come home still young enough with a name. What a fucking name. And I refuse that to happen on me. And I think like one of the best methods is that I do myself. Like I got young homies, but I don't treat them like little niggas. And once you start treating young homies like little niggas, you know the first thing they're gonna do is show you that they're not a little nigga. They're gonna show you that they're not a little nigga. By any means necessary or any method that they choose and decide to show you, look, I get it. You are who you are, you did what you did, but look ahead. You're gonna respect me. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the big homies or today's big bros has been taking advantage or have been manipulating their position in said communities. You see what I'm saying? Just because of like who you are, what you did. Like these young homies looking at you like, yo, you better update that resume, homie. Like, I get it. You better update that resume because like what you doing now? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what you doing now? And and it's crazy because you're a younger brother of siblings, and I'm the oldest brother of siblings. You see what I'm saying? So the perspective from both of us will be respected. You see what I'm saying? What's your take on that?
Son, listen, I like me having older brothers. That shit make me feel different about it. You feel me? Because like you said, because I'm the youngest, I got two older brothers. So some for me, like they was my influence. You feel me? Like
Right.
so they
Shout out to your big bros, because I know them. Shout out to them.
yeah, now listen, they was my influence, and son, no matter what, they would not let me do the shit that I wanted to do. You feel me? Which
Right.
was negative shit.
Right.
At least not in front of them. You feel me?
Right.
So
Right.
I had to go over here and do some other negative shit. You feel me?
Right.
Like my anybody that knows what they did, they did what they did. Like none of them ever stole cars. I'll tell this bitch to look, because I couldn't do what they was doing. I went and started stealing cars and shit.
Allegedly. Right.
I mean, it's documented. You heard? Look, listen, it's documented. You feel me? Like, but I started doing that shit. So I had to find outlets to do other things, and
right,
like older motherfuckers that wasn't my brothers,
right,
or that I would look to as older brothers, because my brother's friends was like older brothers to me too.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we
so,
come from that era.
Right, so they looked out for me in the same regards that my brothers would, because they know, because I looked at them that way. You feel me? So like, but older people that I had no attachment to or didn't know, they ain't give a fuck about me, bro. Go ahead, crash out, young boy.
Yeah.
Look, look, you gotta look, you got this.
Take this with that and bring that back with this in that.
Yeah, or go get this for, man. Hell no. And then
for sure.
That would be an insult to my real brothers. Like yo, you niggas, you crazy? You ain't gotta be out here like doing none of this shit. Like
it's definitely the errors though. It's definitely the errors.
It is. So
it's definitely the errors.
So what I'm saying with that though is big homies. You know, them sometimes them be motherfuckers that don't really have no connection to you, really. You feel me? So your well-being and best interest is not their top priority.
Right.
You feel me? And when we say bro, if you listen, right, and if you feel comfortable enough to call somebody your brother, as a big bro, you should feel as though they have your best interest at heart.
Best interest, absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So like,
and I think that's one of the difference between big homies and big bros, like you just said, is whatever if they have the best interest for you, you know what I mean? Like you could be a star athlete, but you out there in the hood. Yo, what you doing out here, man? Don't you gotta practice today? Don't you gotta gain tomorrow? XYZ, you see what I'm saying? Those like big bro vibes, you know what I mean? Versus like, you know, big homies. You know, if you got practice at 7, I might be throwing a meeting at 7:10. I need your ass to be there. You see what I'm saying? Like, I need you to be there. And 9 times out of 10, it's a couple of people in the community that younger kids will listen to besides their parents. That's the big homie, that's the coach, and whoever your teachers are that you fuck with. You see what I'm saying? Those 3 individuals has a direct effect on youth coming up, regardless of what. You see what I'm saying? And we have to like the big bros. Reason why I say it's not enough big homies and not enough big bros is because the set interests at heart. Like you have to live long enough to do certain things that you don't want your little bros to go through. You know what I mean? So because certain decisions can affect you later on down the life that you have no idea that will happen. You know what I mean? So you try to protect them and allow them to make certain decisions like, yo, learn from me. Like I did the bid so you wouldn't have to do the bid. I sold these drugs so you wouldn't have to sell these drugs. I started gang banging so you wouldn't have to start gang banging. You see what I'm saying? But however, the way that we're set up, we're so interested into what we rebel to. Don't touch that button. Damn, don't touch that motherfucking button. Damn. And you can tell them why you shouldn't touch that button, but still they want to learn out and figure out for themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like big bros give out life lessons. We give out life lessons. We give out street tutorials. And okay, like if you're not going to go to school and you're going to play these streets, these are the best way to play these streets. You see what I'm saying? If you're not going to play these streets and you want to go to school, like big bros will try to navigate you in the best way they can with the dopest interest that they have for you. Like keep going to practice, keep going to school. You might want to go into service. Ain't nothing out here. But the is so contrary to that because it's like, why are you still out here then? You can't tell me get off these same streets that you're on every day as well.
Right.
And it's like May said, was telling like, yo, we not your little niggas. We not your little niggas. You see what I'm saying? And only for people to say like we're not your little niggas if they feel like they're being treated like little niggas. Because like I said, the first thing they're gonna show you is that, yo, I'm not a little nigga. I will pop that top in a heartbeat. I don't give a fuck who you are. You keep pushing your error on me, I'm gonna show you what my error about. And that's another thing that we have to distinguish. If you had a dope error, enjoy your error. You survived your error. You did whatever you did, you got through whatever you got through to still be here and witness other errors to come. So, and that's another thing. Like a lot of us come home and started pushing our error. Oh nah, this is my block. Hey, you got the little niggas out there like shit. And another message to the young homies out there, like, yo, everybody want to be a big bro, but don't respect the big bros because of that thin line between the behavior of big homies and the behavior of big bros. I don't like to be called a big homie. Call me big bro. Because if you calling me big bro, that's letting me know that you still have some form of respect for me in regards of the position I played in these communities. You see what I'm saying? Like they still like, I'm 41 years old and I still call my big bros because they had an effect on me in such a way. It was like, you know what I mean? Like when they used to send us to the store, we was geeked up to go to the store for the big bros on the block. Because we was called what? Little bro, come here, little bro. Everybody else was like, hey, what's that little nigga name? Fuck, what's his name? But we had that, like, little bro was considered a title amongst our peers. You see what I'm saying? One of us get called, yo, run to the store. You keep the change, which we do. We bring it back to the low. Yo, we got mad now, later, sunflower seeds, XYZ, whatever the case may be, because those were something, and I don't know why it was like that, but those was like our pharaohs coming up. We enjoyed seeing them come through with the flyest G-Ride, the girls, and it's like we was like, you know what I mean, attracted to that. But certain big bros knew the sacrifices it took to appear to look like that, and it was like, yo, it ain't all glitz and glamours, man. It may look like this, but it ain't really that, and how it come from. You see what I'm saying? So in your experience as a little bro coming up, you got any like memories that like certain, you ain't gotta name no names, but certain dudes was like, I want to be like that motherfucker when I grow up.
Wait, say what was I like? Did I look at anybody like that? You asking?
Yeah.
Hell no, nigga. I looked at my brothers like that. Like
that's
because
the same shit though.
Nah,
because it was people that probably looked at your brother like that.
Listen, it's thousands of motherfuckers that other people that looked at my brothers like that too. But I was I was fortunate enough for a motherfucker to be my brother. You feel me? Like now,
right.
It's motherfuckers that I look that I ain't gonna say I looked up to, but
they had a certain flair.
Son, yeah, but to me, nobody wasn't doing nothing that
I get that. I get that.
You feel me? Nobody wasn't doing nothing that my peoples wasn't doing. So that shit wasn't impressive. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I live with my brothers. You feel me? Like these niggas putting me in wrestling moves. So listen, and look, I'm getting put in wrestling moves and shit. You feel me? Like all types of shit at the crib. You feel me? And those experiences, like, and I got to notice how, like, the difference of how niggas was in the crib and how niggas was outside. You feel me?
Right,
like, but so
right.
like,
You got the
son,
experience
those was
all that.
son, nah, for real, bro. Like these niggas was really my role models, man. Like and models to other niggas too. You feel me? But I was fortunate enough to be that close. You feel me? So I got a lot of game and soaked up a lot of shit from them niggas. You feel me? And I appreciate that shit. You feel me? But outside of that, man, I have trust issues outside of that, bro. You feel me?
Right.
Like, because niggas are try to like niggas just don't. Niggas handshake don't match they smile, bro. We
for
like
real.
niggas be
for real for a while too.
So it's easy to pump fake love or to make some shit seem like it is what it's not. You feel me? But son, like you said, we at an age now where so that shit just that discernment is a motherfucker. Like we move how we move. So we move in a big bro manner. You feel me? We even not purposely,
right?
Not purposeful, whatever. Not you know what I'm saying. The way how we move, the way how we carry ourselves on an everyday basis, puts out that energy.
It's authentic. Yeah, it's authentic in spirit.
You feel me? It put that energy out. You feel me? So we ain't like people attract to us for information. People attract to us for words of encouragement and shit like that. You feel me? And motherfuckers respect our opinion. So we don't have to put that energy forth, man. There's motherfuckers out here that's forcing that shit, and that shit just ain't the move.
For like an agenda or something. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I asked you that question is because like I know who your bros are, you know what I mean? And you're being the youngest sibling versus my perspective as being the oldest sibling, you know what I mean? And I have younger brothers who, you know, look up to me and, you know, this, that, and the third, and you had to be, you know, some of the coolest dudes in their life. But at the same time, the unfortunate polarity is that we don't have an older physical biological brother for said research. You see what I'm saying? So we tended to the street family, you know what I mean? Like a lot of us mature way faster because we was like subconsciously in that search of a big brother. So we hung around a lot of the older dudes who showed me the older moves, you know what I mean? Like, so we like who you probably didn't look up to because you had big brothers that was cool enough to already have that look up to-ness versus me and myself who's in those positions that's already the big brother. We're looking up to the older heads and the bigger, you know what I mean, the bigger dudes on the Ave or whatever the case may be. And
right, sir. Because look, all you know how to like you just know how to put in, like you just know how to like beat your little brother up. You never been a little brother to get beat up.
That got beat up, like, right? So, yeah.
So like, and then think about this. Mad times I used to say to myself, like, damn, I wish I had a little brother so I could do this shit to him that they doing to me.
Right.
You feel me? Like, but so
and it end up being your little cousin or the little nigga on the block.
Yeah, so but you was the motherfucker giving out the headlocks, and you was the motherfucker giving out the body shots in the crib. You feel me? And you
for
know,
no reason.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
Right, you come into myself, man. Ho, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, I'm trying to do my homework.
Reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my homework. You want to smack me in the head? Like, come on, bro. I'm minding my business. I'm telling mommy, like shit like that. You feel me? Like, so you already know, bro. So you don't know how
get
to.
Your hands off my baby.
You ain't have nobody to tell mommy on. You heard? Like, you ain't had nobody to tell mommy on. You ain't had nobody to call grandma and say he messing with me. Tell him leave me alone. And grandma say put him on the phone.
Put him on the phone.
Right.
But keep your hands off him. Yeah, absolutely. And that was like my
little
like, brother, right? And then the crazy thing is the middle child, right? He always was like, if we was the older child was to beat down on the middle child, he'll beat down on the middle child and on the younger child, and the middle child to end up getting jumped because just subconsciously like, yo, that's my baby brother now, nigga. Like,
right? It's up.
It's up, like, and you know, and contrary to that, because you know that type of thing draws resentment. You see what I'm saying, and that type of energy is taken to the streets, and to do things to like you said, like you would have to go across town to develop your own identity by any means necessary. You see what I'm saying? So then it comes down to identity preferences. You know what I mean? Like when you really active as a big bro or community actors or whatever the case you want to call yourself in these streets, and you have peers who look up to you. Like I said, once you start doing some bullshit, they gonna stop looking up to you, and they gonna start looking at you. Once you start trying to manipulate your position in this community by way of naming things that you did previously, it ain't gonna mean a lot of shit to what's going on right now. You see what I'm saying? You'll be one of those, how Cam said it, older than me and still a low nigga. Cause it's a lot of them out there. It's a lot of them out there. It's a lot of you old motherfuckers out there calling these young homies big homies because they in position, because they got a bag or something. Now you start calling them this, that, and the third. Whole time, you know you're supposed to be trying to show them to snap the wrist instead of trying to take the shot. Sit down. Right. Sit down. You feel me? Sit down. It's their go. It's their turn. Become the coach. Become the advisory. You see what I'm saying? Don't always be put in a position of yourself that you think you have to tell these young homies what to do. Just give them some multiple choice in chronological order if said things would happen. You allow them to choose for themselves, and they're gonna always respect you. Because you know what? Because if you say, listen, I'm not going to tell you to don't touch this stove. I'm not going to tell you don't do that. But what I will tell you, what will happen if you happen to touch this stove while it's hot. The possibilities of you getting burnt. And it's solely up to you to touch this stove. And if you do touch this stove and you do happen to get burnt, you know what they're going to say? Damn, big bro was right. So that builds up your credit. That builds up your eligibility for these young homies to taking token on what you bring it down to them. You can't be saying don't touch the stove and you cooking on that motherfucker with shit that's contrary to their diet. Don't let that sit a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. And I'm not the one to go. I'm not the one to do that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm always going to be the same me, but changing. You dig what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of my DNA and blueprints. So therefore, it's like, yo, I had to do something right. I had to do something right where my presence is still celebrated and not tolerated. You got to be able to understand that. When you come around as a big homie or as a big bro, is your presence celebrated or tolerated? You see what I'm saying? Get out the game. You can still be in the game. You ain't got to play it, coach it. Like I say, tell them to snap the wrist a little more. Square your shoulders up. Show them how to take the shot. You ain't got to keep shooting the shot. Because I'm quite sure when we had our time and our opportunity, and if you're being called a big bro and a big homie, we had a hell of a season. We had a hell of a season. It ain't too many. It ain't. You got to know when to retire. It ain't too many LeBrons that can still play around in these seasons around with these young boys. You heard? Come on, Stevie.
Oh my God, you with this
LeBron
LeBron
you see,
shit.
I'm just saying, like Gray Beard LeBron doing this thing. He's doing this thing, but that's another story for another time. You dig what I'm saying? But I mean, actually, if you actually think about it, he's definitely a big bro in the league. He's definitely a big bro in the league. Active.
He gotta be at this point. Ain't no more rings and shit coming. Like, so he just gotta be LeBron and carry
for
out
the
his
love
legacy.
of the game. Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's definitely,
and hopefully he's sharing it. Like, yeah, hopefully he's sharing his IQ. He giving the information. Motherfuckers check
and
hit
that's
him up.
Exactly. And that's the narrative around his character. They like, yo, he's still, active like that. His energy. He's still like, putting out that enthusiasm. He's still putting out that motivation. Like, this is what the youngers are saying about him, why he's still active. So that's one of the good examples. Like, I wouldn't call him a big homie of the league. I'll call him a big bro of the league. I'll call Kyrie a big bro of the league. You see what I'm saying? Because they still learning and teaching at the same time. He ain't really like, yo, this, I'm him. Motherfuckers better listen to me. Nah, he actually giving out examples on like, yo, look, this is probably why y'all might want to listen to me. And and before I tell y'all why you might want to listen to me, let me show you why you might want to adhere to what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Let me still show y'all that I'm actually being the message that I bring. Some of us just talking. Some of us just talking. They ain't actually being the message that they bring. They ain't actually showing transitional growth. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can transition, you might not grow. You can grow, you might not transition, but you have transitional growth that you're actually growing during the transition of things, of these eras and XYZ. Yeah, that's credibility. You see what I'm saying? That's credibility. Mm-hmm. How you feel on that? You don't think so? Do you think it's too many big homies and not enough big bros?
So I'm not really like. So I'm not gonna lie. I don't really pay attention to that shit. You feel me? Like in regard enough to know if it's too many. Son, because I try to keep that shit off my radar. I know it's a lot of motherfuckers that have cult followings and got niggas running behind them. But son, I don't even respect niggas enough to call them big homies. And that's the word. I'm having trouble with that word part. You feel me? Like exactly. I don't respect. I don't respect niggas enough. You feel me? Like
right. But it is some respect there for you to call somebody big bro, right?
That's what I'm saying. So look, now I ask you this definitively: what does big homie like? What does big homie mean? Like what's the definition? If I had to ask you for a definition of big homie, like what do that shit? What's the definition?
Well, I think we touched on it. Like you explained it a little bit more, and like that would help capitalize on it when you said best interest at heart. You see what I'm saying? Like the big bro's gonna have, like you say, have a best interest at heart. I think homie.
All right, go ahead. I was about to say not the big bro. I'm talking about the big homie because I don't understand what the fuck that is. Like,
well, big homie.
I mean, I know what the. All right, so look, hold on. Let's be clear.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Not from a gang perspective or a social group or gang or organization perspective, but like a big homie will have to do with, like, I guess the shit.
Right. See what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. Listen. Yeah. I think it would have more so of the influence it have on whatever's associated in his activities. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Whatever his set of activities is, and it's a deep influence of that, and is associated around his inside the community, because the association doesn't necessarily have to be the whole community versus the big bro who's deeply involved into the community. You know what I mean? So the big homie, whatever said algorithms is what he's pushing out there. This is I'll give you an itinerary. This is what this is. And if you're influenced by it and you associate yourself with it, that's the big homie of that. Regardless the social group or gang, you know what I mean, is whatever that initiative influences on said activities. Like I said, versus the big bro, who I feel like the big bro governs all that. Because you got big homies that'll call somebody a big bro. Like, you know what I mean? And largely it comes from social groups of gangs. And then it becomes trend. Yeah, for sure. That word comes from social groups of gangs, son. Whatever social group or gang, like you could be from the hood, and Free the Wave. He said it the best. Like you could be from the hood and be going to school every day and never leave that porch, but you're still from the hood. But you might not be a part of certain shit that's activated in the community that would make you entitled to that big homie. But that big bro that see you every day on that hood. Yo, what's up, bro? You just getting off school? But you missed the bus? There's certain things certain motherfuckers pay attention to. He'll end up calling that individual big bro than whatever they got going on, big homie. Like you could still be like you could be in the jungle, but that don't mean you banging with the gorillas and the apes. You could be that guy on that leaf, that bug on that leaf, and still be one of the most poisonous insects in the
just mind your business. Right.
It's mind your business. And mind your business.
You know what you do. And you know what you
absolutely. And you know what you ain't gonna get yourself into.
Mm-hmm.
But the influence is so contagious. It's like I might not go to Boys and Girls Club today. I might see what the fuck they doing. That shit look lit.
Mm-hmm.
Then you become deeply invested.
Right.
Then your characters start to change. Your attitudes start to change.
Mm-hmm.
You start saying what? Then yes, ma'am. What? Because you know what? The behavior mimics the atmosphere. Now your atmosphere has changed totally. It's become more aggressive, more emotional detached to things that you used to. Like, damn, I don't even see you dribbling the ball no more, man. Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't even see you scribbling in your pad no more, man. Fuck that.
Son,
I'm out here.
They don't be, man, listen. Motivations is different for these kids, man. They all got the internet. So they ain't it's not even, so it's hard to have positive influence, man. Like,
yeah,
it's
three main avenues though. It's three main avenues, man.
So the negative influence outweighs the positive influence, man.
And it's crazy you say that, right? Because if you can have an individual, right, that's been doing good all his life. One bad move will erase all his good deeds. One bad deed, right, will erase all his good deeds. But then you can have a set individual who's loaded with such, not as approval good deeds, but one good deed won't erase all his bad deeds. You see what I'm saying? Like, how is that possible? Like, if I've been doing good all my life and I fuck up one time, all my goodness go out the door. But if I've been fucking up all my life, how is that one good deed not going to erase up all my fuck ups? Because it's three current active avenues right now that's dictating the behavior of today's youth. That's this music, that's these drugs, and that's the internet. It's taking a toll. It has such a direct influence on their behavior, their perspective, their attitude, their lingo, their dress code, their coherentness.
So everybody talk internet, bro. Like, everybody use the same. Not me, you feel me? Like, it's crazy because I just talk how I always talk my whole life. But so everybody,
we ain't grow up on the internet. We ain't grow up on the internet.
Everybody talk like they're from the internet, bro. That shit is crazy. Like,
for monetary value, or for marketing use, or whatever the case may be. But to use, if you didn't come up on the internet to use it anything other than that, it's like you clickbaiting, you clout chasing, you're not transitionally growing. You're just transitioning, but you're not growing with your transition. Because we didn't come up with this. We didn't have the luxury of maybe we did with MySpace, but it wasn't to this degree. To where as though
I ain't have that shit. Like,
because outside was so popping, bro. Yeah, outside was so popping. You know how much time you got to spend inside to make your internet pop versus being outside. Then you could take your phone and bring it wherever you want to go.
So you know what's crazy? So you know what's absolutely crazy? So what's crazy is, right, being like in a relationship with a motherfucker that or even knowing somebody, having friends that had like a boring ass childhood. So they just want to be out and doing every fucking thing, and you be like, yo. We did that shit at a young age. Son, you know they ain't son. Look, they ain't have 8 to. I don't know if they had 8 to 8s in other places. You feel me? Like, but son, our parents dropped us off for fucking 12 hours at the skate ring. Like
with no chaperone.
So our parents probably out having a good fucking time. Like, oh, kids, go on, yes, whatever. Like, but son,
and I think that why you think that though? Why you think that was? Why you think our parents did that? Does that say a lot about the trust level they had within our community, or what our people, or our crowd?
Absolutely, and our parents had like respect, and they had faith. You feel me? Like
that was
and we knew. Listen, and we knew what the fuck not to do. Like we wasn't going to die, my nigga. We was going to skate. You feel me? Like so, we was going to skate.
We was going to dry hump and finger and get numbers and brag about
dance, eat pizza, motherfucking like we was going to play
talk
video
about that
games.
shit tomorrow in school and shit.
Right.
For bragging rights. We really did it.
Right.
Oh, son. Like, yeah, I seen you. And then like it was so dope. The village was so dope back then. It was like you had to like low key, like, yo, I want to go XYZ. Who gonna be there? XYZ. What time you coming back? And low key, none of these little niggas was here. So let me call Sharon and see they was over there by that girl house. Yeah. Word, son. Like outside is not. I think because outside is so expensive and dangerous right now. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of the age, it's expensive and dangerous. It extracted. Outside has extracted from its the imaginary. There's no more imaginative outside. You see what I'm saying? Where we can turn that one milk crate into a lazy boy, a basketball court. You see what I'm saying? A fucking shopping cart, or whatever the case may be. It's no more imagination. Like the imagination has been extracted and debased so much. Everything is on face value now. It's like, okay, that's what it is. No, that shit could be so many other things. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. We used to have a curfew to come in. Now it's almost a curfew to get out. You got about 5 o'clock to get the fuck out this house. Word, son. It's a curfew to leave the house. You got to develop so much other shit, and it's so fucking expensive, scary, weird, and dangerous outside. It's like, yeah, you might want to stay in the house.
So yeah, that's where the big homies at. They outside. Like I'm not. It's no need to be out there. Like what?
Wow,
what?
That's crazy because the big homies are outside still, and the big bros is like, yo, you ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, motherfucker, I gotta go to work. Is you crazy? Like outside.
Reform street niggas are the best big. Like I feel like reform street niggas are the best big bros.
I agree.
Reform street niggas. They're like, yo, you still doing this? And he might just been coming through to stop and go to the store for whatever it is, and he see one of the young homies out there like, yo, look, man, I ain't saying you better than these people out here, but I'm quite sure it's something you could be doing better. You see what I'm saying? I'm quite sure it's something better you could be doing. It didn't have to. Big homies want the smoke. Big homies want the smoke. Big bros, they be like, yeah, you got it. You got it, man. You got it. You'll get there. You know, inshallah, you'll get there, man. Like, oh, you getting old, son. Like, young niggas ain't living, man. These young homies ain't living long enough. Like, they killing off their legends. They killing off their big bros, man. They killing them off with no remorse.
So
with no remorse.
I'm good on that.
They smoking packs.
I'm all the way good on that, bro.
What a motherfucker they grew up with. Now,
yeah, and motherfuckers need to act their age too. You feel me? Like, because
and not their shoe size.
Right. So like, motherfuckers don't act their age because, son, I don't be understanding how motherfuckers be friends or like in relationships with certain people. I'll be like, yo, how the fuck is that even possible? Like when they was little, you was in high school. Like now I mean, like everybody adults now, you feel me? Like, but yo, what the fuck?
Plotting.
Like that shit.
Been plotting.
Son, I ain't even gonna call it predatory because it ain't just the dude. It's not just a male. It's not just men. It's women as well. You feel me? I ain't saying it's predatory.
It is.
I don't know, man. I guess you attract.
It's a unisex. It's a unisex. Whole time they've been raising they motherfucking. They significant.
Yeah, nah. So come on, because look. We getting off topic. That's a whole other. That's a whole other.
No, it's the same shit. Because like big home, you got big sisters out there too.
Mm-hmm.
With but that go unspoken of because of what? Because we're the primary, person or species when it's associated with that type of topic. But you got those big homies that are females and big sisters.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? For the same type of shit. It's just not as highlighted. Like me and you spoken on it before. A lot of the women, they didn't have to go through certain extremes that may jeopardize their future. Prison, incarceration, homosexuality, homicide. That's more dominantly in the male species. They just end up having to fall in love with so that's what that don't excuse them from that equation. Because they fall in love with them same type of dudes. They got to bury their baby father. They got to visit their baby father. They got to, you see what I'm saying? But the contrary is that it doesn't jeopardize their future. You can only learn from that on what others, individuals, who and how and not what the fuck with. You're not making costly decisions early in your life that may have a reason why a career that you desired 15 years later from that decision that be like, we're going to decide to go somewhere else because of said past. So that keeps us in a successful form box where that your success is not stopped but is limited. And you're going to have to work twice as hard to get half or nothing. So you got the big bros that's out there talking to them about decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being out there making the same decisions with them. Oh, I don't want to hear all that. That's a problem. We don't be wanting to hear that shit. But if somebody else tell them, you know what I mean? You don't want to hear me how to put in work, but you'll listen to a motherfucker to tell you to go put in work.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you how to put in work, not just put in work. Mm-hmm. There's so many different levels and lanes of this work putting in. And sometimes I got to deal with self. That motherfucking the man. Put that work in. You heard. Come back and form like Voltron. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
You know it.
You put your motherfucking destination in progress and you're going to get there. You're going to get there. For real. You definitely going to get there. Right. But it's got to be more tangible stories.
Mm-hmm.
It can't seem like no folklore or some fairy tale or some, yeah, I heard that, but look, I'm out here. You know how many other motherfuckers like you been out here dying over that same street that ain't got that nigga name on it? Yeah, nigga name on it. This is my motherfucker. Then I'll come through, and this is crazy shit, right? Peep the psychology, right? You could go through someone else's ass, right? Someone else's block. They be like, yo, who the fuck is that? That nigga ain't from around here. Meanwhile, they standing in front of a fucking liquor store that's run by a motherfucking Arab. Nah, that motherfucker ain't from around here.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I literally live up the street. Go up the hill, down the hill, but we'll be in front of a motherfucking foreigner who we let walk by gracefully, unlock his motherfucking business, run his business for said hours, and leave to a place that's not from around here. Meanwhile, I'm right up the street. All our parents go to the same church. But I ain't from around here. That's crazy. That's the psychology, son. That's the psychology. I could wear one color. Yeah, I could wear one color. You could wear another color. And they'll call us gang members. Representing the colors that's, considered in our community. Our turf represent this color. But you could take those same 3 colors and put them together against it cross seas and be called a soldier. You feel me, sir? Nah, that's the psychology of this shit. And once we start waking up to that shit and see that's why they make motherfuckers like us not as popular.
So yeah, they don't glorify us. You heard? We the old wash gang. You heard?
In the house,
right?
He ain't active, he ain't lit. But nigga, I'm alive.
I love this shit. I love this shit, my nigga. Like,
I'm alive. I've been outside since yay high.
Yeah, bitch, I love this shit.
Now I'm tall enough to stay my ass in the house.
Right.
And know when to come out and who to linger with, who to, converse with. Because I ain't conversing with anybody too damn long. Not too long. Because I respect everybody. I respect you so much that I respect what you doing to mind my business.
I'll be knowing, son. That's the best way to go. Mind a business that pays you.
For real.
That's
For
it.
real. You look at your practice tape and you create your own highlight reel.
Nah, but they only show the highlights, man. They don't show the bloopers, my nigga. Like,
they don't show the bloopers.
Right. They don't show the bloopers. They only show the highlights.
They don't show the bloopers. They don't show how many tears it took for a motherfucker to smile and smile that long.
Son, I think I got like 5. You heard?
You got 5?
I think so. Not in regards of what we talking about. You feel me? Like, but get
right.
It. Look,
I'm already knowing.
You missed a joke. I think you missed a joke. You feel me? Like, I said I got 5. Then I said not 5 in regards to what we talking about. You know how we talking about the big homies and the big
I'm already knowing. But listen, y'all. Once again, we back. It's another dope episode, man. And glad to be back on screen with my guy again. So please stay tuned because we're gonna keep this shit rocking and rolling. Talking about the big homies and the big bros. So like, share, subscribe, follow, and all that shit. Yeah, I see Neff. Neff, like, yeah, y'all gonna see me too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like he in his bag. You heard?
Yeah, the whole time before we end, like, yeah, Neff know what he doing. Shout out to Neff. Shout out to Young Dip Jr. He in his bag. So, but look, that's the that comes to territory when you such a dope dad, my boy. You see what I'm saying? They just can't help to be around you. You see what I'm saying? Any last words, my boy?
Nah, man. We bite. You feel me? We gonna hit him and hit him and hit them, you feel me? And just keep hitting them. Pause. You feel me?
Keep hitting them.
Yeah, man, because we got a lot of shit to say, and a lot of time to